Hi, welcome back to Talk of the Town. Honor Flight Network is a nonprofit organization created solely to honor American veterans for all their sacrifices. A network of volunteers established for the express purpose of getting as many World War II and Korean War veterans as possible to Washington, D.C. to view the World War II and Korean War memorials. Here to share more information, lead guardian Suzi Oliver and chairman Ed Wexler. Thank you for joining the show today.
Thank you for having us.
So this is new information for me, and I'm sure for many of our viewers. So tell us a little bit about Honor Flight Savannah.
Honor Flight Savannah got started in 2009. The World War II Memorial, which was dedicated to the 16 million veterans of World War II, was not completed until 2004. So millions of those veterans who fought in World War II passed away before their memorial in Washington was ever completed. The whole Honor Flight Network was established in order to expedite a process to get those deserving veterans up to Washington so they could see that memorial, and while they were there, to see all of the war memorials that were established.
Yeah, and I actually had the opportunity to do that a couple years ago for the first time, and I can still feel walking along those memorials. I mean, it's amazing. I can't even imagine. So what an honor to get them there. And so who qualifies to attend Honor Flight Savannah?
We want World War II veterans to apply, Korean War veterans, which is something new for our program, and we'll also like to hear from veterans who have very serious illnesses but can still take a trip based on a doctor's advice that they're good travelers, and we treat them all the same.
And how many veterans can travel on the trip?
We travel by motor coach.
Okay.
We spend one night in Washington, and typically we'll have 25 or so veterans along with some support folks who we call guardians. And guardians are also equally important in order to make this trip successful.
Sure, sure. So who will be present in Washington, D.C. to greet the veterans?
We prearranged to have very high-ranking military officers serving in the National Capital Region, and it's really quite a kick for some of these senior veterans who maybe came out as corporals or sergeants to be meted by 1-, 2-, or 3-star generals, and the generals are thanking those folks for what they did for our country.
Yeah,
it's quite a nice thing.
Yeah, how wonderful. So are there any physical limitations for the veterans with disabilities?
We provide wheelchairs for veterans that might have difficulty walking. The biggest issue we have is because it is by a motor coach, that means they have to get up and down the stairs numerous times. The motor coach does lower, and there are 2 guardians to assist the veterans. But if they can't walk, we can push them in the, if walking a distance is an issue, we'll push them. And Ed had mentioned sick veterans. We take hospice patients as well.
Wow.
So
That's
anyone
remarkable.
that needs to get up there, our goal is to get them up there. There are many nurses on the trip. We've had paramedics. We always have a physician on the trip as well. So hopefully we never need those services.
Right, but you
we
have them available.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's remarkable.
And
that's
we do have
wonderful.
them visit their physician prior so that the physician says, you know what, I think this is a great idea, go ahead.
Sure. And how many years have you been hosting this event for the veterans?
We've been in operation since 2009. Typically, we'll go 2 to 3 times a year based on the demand. Our next trip is scheduled for 1 through 3 May of 2015.
And do you have that trip full, or are you looking for veterans?
We're absolutely looking for veterans and guardians. The easiest way to apply is to go to our honorflightsavannah.org website. But not all of our senior veterans are computer savvy. So
we will have phone numbers on the screen for them to call, and this way they'll be able to get information from you about how either they apply or what type of interest and et cetera.
Correct.
And also it sounds like for volunteers for guardians like yourself.
Thank you.
So much. Thank you so much for what you're doing, and we appreciate you coming on today to share this information.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
And we'll be right back with Talk of the Town.